Get onto this, man. I'll be sharing this to my YouTube channel, which is OB Corbin as well. You guys should go check that out. It has lots of tips and tricks, strategy, gameplay, and other things like that. So this is the Minegumo. Probably saying that wrong. The Minegumo. I don't know. Anyway, this is the new Tier 8 Japanese destroyer for the campaign that you can select at the end of the campaign. Now, I've delved into some of these statistics a lot. I got to say a few things here. First off, this ship reminds me somewhat of a Fletcher in the artillery department, but it's really lacking substance with it. First off, as a tier 8, your fire chance is 9%, and your damage, maximum HE damage is 2,000, while your maximum AP shell damage is 2,400. Well, what does that have to do with other ships, especially in the tier 8 department? Well, let's go find out. Because I'm pretty sure there are some that are way better and lower. The small one's a little lower. Which is okay. See where we're at here. 2,300, 2,000. So it's 100 difference. So it's a little better. You know what I mean? Especially at a 10.7 kilometer range at 4 point reload seconds. But all that can change when you put on a commander anyway. You know what I mean? And as for Japanese tier 8 destroyers, which I don't think I only have like one. I think, yeah, the Hayate. That's 2,150 and 2,200 with a 9% chance of fire as well, which is going to be your main, shell type, your shell damage. I mean, I don't even know why they put shell AP on destroyers in this game. It just seems kind of weird. So let's go back and look at a little bit more of this ship. What was I looking at? Oh, no. Oh, this is the Niord. Oh, what? What? It changed on me? Man, what the hell's it doing, bruh? There we go. Okay, so with the increase of things like that, you may be able to give it a fire setting chances of right around like 11 to 13%, maybe even with some commander help and some of the other stuff, which some of your upgrades will enhance your reload time and things of that nature. If you want to go with gunboat, this certainly features as it being a gunboat more than a torpedo boat for two reasons. One, it's got the range and the reload, much like a Fletcher does at Tier 7, to just respan whatever, because you can knock down the reload time on this boat, especially in close quarter combat with other destroyers. So that's going to become helpful. The 10-second 1 turn time, you can fix that with updates, commanders, and your upgrades as well. So let's move on to the torpedoes here. Your reload time is 130 seconds. That's actually horrible. Anything over that is not good for several reasons. One, you don't want to shoot at long range with your main guns anyway, with your main battery shells. You don't want to, because you're going to give everybody a chance to see you, spot you, and shoot you. So you want to wait for those close quarter combats where you can kill another destroyer, which basically makes your torpedoes kind of a little bit better if you can long range them other than 9 kilometers. Otherwise, they become worthless. So you got a 6.7 kilometer range by detection here. You can get that to where 99% probably, and that will be 5.5 probably on this ship, 5.6, something like that. 5.5, 5.6. I guarantee you 90% of other tier 8s and tier 9 destroyers will have a better concealment than this and be able to spot you before you spot it. And that's going to be a problem in close quarter combats. Your new maneuverability, this is a really good rudder shift agile boat. So you can, it has evasive abilities, which is great. 640 turning radius. It's kind of, I don't know, at least it seems to me to be kind of larger radius than most other ships. Indepth, excuse me, it's horrible. Just like the Jaeger, Tier 7 Jaeger. So the survivability is 17,400 with the armor of 13 to 20 millimeters. So this could be a one-shot kill boat by some of the bigger boats. You know what I mean? The Tier 9s and whatnot. This boat does not compare to some of the other great ones like Dilution, which will probably just destroy this boat, period. I have no confidence in this ship, even though I am a destroyer player. Depends on what kind of destroyer player you are. If you like the Fletchers, the Lo Yangs, and all that stuff, then this might be the close quarter combat ones and the Friesland. This might be your boat. This might be your boat. And it's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just not my style. I would rather make it a torp boat with the backup of the main batteries, HE shells, of course, but you can't up them both. They really stuck you in a position here to either, defend yourself with the main guns and use torps at long range, but you don't have the long range. So when you put commanders on here and stuff, you're going to be dedicated. You already are dedicated to that. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to make the choice. Either you're going to go with the artillery and keep it the same as it is right here, vanilla, without any increases from commanders or whatever, and build your torpedoes system and all that stuff, which probably would use grease for long range or, whatever. If you could get around 10 to 11%, you might be actually doing pretty good. Maybe. I don't know for sure. And I wouldn't put money on it, but can you build your maneuverability up with that to be a torp to a B gun boat and equally? So it's missing a lot, man. But the edge definitely goes to the artillery over the torpedoes to build it up, because it's going to take so much more to build it up as a torpedo boat. The speed is 74 knots, isn't too bad. Or 75 knots. Sorry, I said 74, didn't I? Curious to know if there's actually a way to take care of some of the disadvantages of this boat. So you got 2x4s, so you got two things of 610. Man, but that's a lot of damage on the torpedo boat. If you can get a full salvo on a tier 7 battleship or even tier 8, you could probably death strike it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not sure, man. Let's go ahead and go back over some other statistics here. As you can see, you have very weak armor for a tier 8, in my opinion. Yeah, this is really bad. So as weak as this armor is, you're going to be caught on fire a lot, probably, by other destroyers and cruisers. with this. Your main plate's not too bad, but I can see some disarmament issues, them knocking out your turret or your engine capabilities and things like that. Um, so for a tier 8, I don't know, this seems really low for armor thickness and altogether whatever. So to cover the Minegumo again, if you're a lover of like the Lo Yangs, the Frieslands, the Lucians, really good battle main gun battery, artillery type gunboats, then this might be a good boat for you. You know, because it would take too much to build up the torpedo, and you already have some help with the artillery, as we discussed already. Okay, so let's go on to the Niord. I'm probably saying that one wrong too, but you know what? It is what it is. So the loadout here is you don't have any replacements, whatever, and it has a really actually bad sonar. Here, a 4.7 acquisition range for a battleship. Um, I I don't I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. You do have an 180 consumable reload time. This is really good in close quarter combats just to find those hidden pesky destroyers. But at 4.7 kilometers, you should automatically be seeing them anyway. I don't think you're going to find one at under 4.9 or 5 point even, especially in tier 8s and 9s. I just don't see it happening. The good thing about this boat is that it's got some pretty good survivability here, 63,900 hit points. Your armor is a great range all the way up to 360 millimeters, which can take some shots, okay? So this might be a tank of a ship. I'm not real sure yet. And 20% damage to torpedo reduction. You could actually get some help with that as well with, upgrades and commanders, stuff, things like that. Your artillery of this right off the bat in vanilla flavor is actually pretty good. 17 millimeters with a 24-second reload for a tier 8 battleship. That's impressive. You can get it down to probably about 19, 18 with a fully legendary Madden, if you wanted to, or one of the others that does reload time. Your 30 seconds on your 180 turn time, an upgrade can fix that if that's a problem for you and you want a quicker traverse speed. That would not be bad, actually. Excuse me. Your HE damage is 4,400, but your AP damage is 1,106. I'm sorry, 11,600. But you have a 34% fire setting chance. That's pretty good for a battleship, especially tier 8. And that will definitely become impressive in games. Oh, wow, I just got a weird message from... Oh, never mind. So, I mean, the damage is good. You can increase that too. You can actually increase the fire setting chances of the ship. So your artillery is set up at 87% good out of 100. That's pretty good to start with. 4x2s. So you have 4 guns with 2 shots apiece. Turrets that can do that much damage is pretty good. If you hit a citadel, you can really do some serious damage to some ships. So let's go to the secondaries here. You have 6x2s of them, 120 millimeters, 50 models, 1942s. Your range is 5 kilometers. Excuse me. Your reload time is 3 seconds. Maximum HE damage 1,700 with a 7% fire saving chance. This could be a destroyer killer with that. 6x2 turrets, 6 turrets, 2 guns per turret for secondaries. That's a lot of secondary power. That's pretty good. 1,700 HE. That's roughly about 8,000 damage. 84, whatever it is. No. That's more than that. Be about 9,500 maximum HE shell damage. And if you catch fires, you could probably just your secondaries alone can probably devastate, death strike a opposing destroyer. So that's actually pretty good. So your artillery is set. It's great. But here's the thing that you can do here with the torpedoes here, because you have a lot of good torpedoes. You have 20 shells. 20. That's more than the Jaeger, man. And you're doing 10,700 a pop? At 14 kilometers, it's 86 knots. This thing is built just to torpedo other battleships and cruisers, just to work. It's badass. There is ways of actually building that up. So your reload time is 140 seconds. Wow, that's crazy. That's almost 2 minutes. And your 180 turn time is 7.2 seconds. That's good. 14 kilometers, 86 knots. You don't even have to mess with that. The only thing you really need to do is take down the reload time. And that's it. That's it. So you can actually pay more attention to other things like maybe a little bit of concealment, maybe more survivability. You know, it seems pretty good. Let's check out the overview, see what it says here. So it says it's got a superior HE pin. We saw that. Yes, that's true. And that could actually be good at 34%. Tons of fires. Aerial denial, above average number of available torpedo tubes, like we discussed here. This can become really significant in a lot of ways. Your torpedoes are fast at above average speeds. I've seen a couple of other people talking about this ship, and they said that the HE cells are kind of lackluster and all that stuff. But yeah, they don't ever provide any video proof of it to show you, which is weird. You know? Colorful. Precipitate. What a weird name. Cheap views at whatever, Streambow? No, man. Views could increase when you hit that follow button. Share my material, bro. That's how you do that. Okay? Yeah. What is the speed of this ship? Hold on a minute. 32 knots. That's pretty good. 32 knots, man. With I mean, you could definitely use the upgrade for this to like do better rudder speed, just to make it a little more agile at tier 8. You know, get a little bit better on HE concealment. I mean, because you really don't need to worry about these two things with this boat. You can even increase this and add more hit points and make it a little more, you know, longer to whatever. Decreasing by, especially if you decrease your reload time, you're going to get more shells on them and live longer. So that gives you opportunity to do more damage over time, which is basically what everybody wants to do anyway. But this is very interesting, man. This torpedo, this is the best I've ever seen off of a destroyer. This really excites me because I love torpedoing the shit out of other ships, man. So for me, this is definitely my style of play, even though I'm not really a battleship player overall. I can play them. I don't specifically like to, but I'm more of a destroyer player. But I would definitely give this a run in my type. So if you are a battleship player and you like pretty good damage, HE, advantages, excuse me, you want to increase your survivability, giving it hit points and all that stuff, this would be the ship for you for sure. Because you can do a lot to it to even make it even better and take care of weaknesses that it has, which isn't much except for like right here in the maneuverability. Your concealment, you know what, 15.1 kilometers for a tier 8, that's not too bad. That's not bad. You can lower it. You can probably get it down to about 11 kilometers. No, maybe, yeah, around 11.5, 6 with like a few commanders, you know what I mean, or whatever, if you wanted to go that route. You know what I mean? You have great AA defense, which is going to take care of any of the tier 7 aircraft carriers, or even the hybrids, you know, like the Delaware, which is a tier 8. It should help you out a lot. It doesn't give you planes, though. And you also have this secondary targeting right here, which is just going to blow apart opposing destroyers and probably do some significant damage to cruisers and to wounded battleships, man. Which, like I said, man, what I would do with this ship is I would make it to where, first off, I would definitely use this. I'd use a sonar in certain situations, like if I was behind an island, I needed to see where a destroyer was or something on the other side or something like that, and I was maneuvering, just so I know how to maneuver around them, you know? I would definitely use this in close quarter combat situations, or if I was, strayed between two ships, and you know what I mean, and I was being, sought after or targeted by two or more ships. I could use this as one way of defense and do what I needed to do. Yeah, for sure. And then what I would definitely do is I would put Madden on this and lower that reload time and maybe even extend the kilometer firing range just a bit, just so I have that superiority of range. But I'd probably lower the concealment a little bit maybe and give it a little bit more rudder shift time just to be able to make a little bit more agile build. I think with this, the reason why I'm saying this, I might even go with a little bit more secondary build and give it up to, 6, 7 kilometers, 8 kilometers if I can, depending on some commander play and some upgrades in regards to that, just to make it a little better. I don't need to touch the torps. I don't need to do anything with the torps, so we're good with that. You know what I mean? We don't really need to do with any of this, except for, like I said, reload time, traverse speed if it's a problem, but you can get an upgrade on that without using a commander. This boat has more probabilities than the other destroyer, the Minegumo, to be great in this game, and I think it's going to be. Your armor class is very good here. It starts off in the 50 range. There is a couple of 32s here, but these are limited little spots right here. As you can see, the fore and aft end armor right there. See the orange? That's where that is right there. Your armor belt, your aft end armor belt at 100. That's pretty good, actually. That's where that is, in case you needed to know. Let me see something here. Okay, so your turrets and everything has the same 100 plus. 150 for the aft end fore armor. That's pretty good. Your deck, though, right there, and your superstructures are low, so that could be a problem, but a heavy target for like destroyers and cruisers, because they're not going to get much more damage off of your other body pieces. So they're going to have to really go after like this, your aft end plating, your superstructures, things of that nature, for the destroyers and cruisers against this ship. So it's got great armor against other, battleships. Battleships or whatever start targeting your structures and all that. They're probably just going to be using HE. So, whatever you're using for your damage party is going to help out with that. And like I said, if you increase your survivability, giving it a little bit more with a lower reload time, you're going to outfire them anyway. Let's go with the torpedo protection. You do have this armor, 235 to 300 on the armor belt. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's got some pretty good armor, man. I got to tell you. Your superstructure armor is 19. The deck is 30. And then your coning towers are 250. Wow, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so they might not get incapabilities on your secondaries right there, is what it looks like. Let's see, Conan Tower tops are 150 to, what you call it? As you can see, the top of where your secondaries are right there, the bottom part. Yeah. Your athwart ship superstructure armor at 150. That can get penetrated by Tier 9 battleships and Tier 8 battleships. Your superstructure armor at 19 topside plating, that is not good. So any lobbing boats with AP will definitely do some excessive damage to you on your superstructure. Your casemate armor, your Athro ship, 150, that's not bad. We talked about that already earlier. Casemate armor on your armor belt, a little above that, is pretty good because that's going to be above where the torpedoes are going to strike you anyway. So that's just more like your citadel coverage and things of that nature. Your decks, yeah, that's more of your lobbing issues. Once again, with this, the Athro ship's pretty good, and the casemate armor. Your deck, though, is going to take a beating. Just depends on your angles. You definitely got to use your angles on that, I think, yeah. Pretty good stuff here. This is the one that bothers me the most, really, is because these are big turrets. And they're going to take a lot of hit, but they do have some good armor. I'm not sure why the rear plate would be... Why would they make the rear plate? I guess if you're being shot at from another angle and your turrets are in a different direction, gives you a little bit more coverage, I guess. That's actually not bad. It's really kind of high up there for a turret plating. Your top plates are pretty low, so any lobbing could incapacitate a turret here and there. Vital ship part armor. Where's this at? Vital ship? Is that the bottom part, right? Citadel bottom. Yeah, that's the bottom part. Right there, you can see it blinking a little bit. That could be a problem, for sure. If they can hit you low enough, I guess. Deck 50, your vital part ship and the Athro ship is 32 to 200. Wow, that's a big range difference in armor. And that could become a problem. So, torpedo bulkhead. Okay, so that's that Partum orange part right there. That could definitely be a penetration point for torpedoes, especially strong torpedoes. I mean, Citadel bottom, we already covered that. So, I'll probably be picking this ship over the Minegumo destroyer, Japanese Tier 8 destroyer. Basically, by what I have already discussed, man, if you are joining late, please rewind into that and rewatch it, check it out. It's good information. You can also check out my YouTube channel. I'll be posting this video on there. That is also under Obey Corbian on YouTube. So, hey, thanks for watching, you guys. Hit that follow button, man, and I'll have better information on this as we get along. When I get these ships, once I finish the campaign, I'm not going to buy it out. I like the time to challenge it out. It's just kind of weird to buy it out and not have fun with the, the rewards as you get them, you know what I'm saying? So, I do like the time putting in to these campaigns. I guess I could buy it out and get a whole bunch of steel, but I have a whole bunch of steel already, so that I don't really need all that. But yeah, man, this is the ship for me, and it all depends on what your style is. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next video.